Bitcoin bull run is back. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day today. Good morning, good night, and good afternoon to all those that are watching today on today's live stream. So the title of the video says Bitcoin bull run is back. Well, it looks like there could be a possibility that later on today we're going to try to retest Bitcoin back at $40,000, 325. It looks like it is trying to have this push to the upside. So I kind of did a little clickbait because I feel like we've been very, very bearish and people have been feeling a little down. So I want to go ahead and switch it up a bit, even though basically the narrative hasn't really changed. The DXY is still continuing to go up. It's actually showing more strength in the US dollar right now, and we're gonna go ahead and see how the US 100 does later on today when it opens EST, Eastern Standard Time. So definitely looking forward to that. With that being said, do me a huge favor by smashing that like button for me. And yeah, let's go ahead and see who could join me on today's live stream. So we have Happy in here. Thank you, John. I really appreciate you, Happy. Thank you for being here today. Very, very excited to go ahead and have you here today. So let me go ahead and start sharing this live stream with everybody at the moment. It looks like we are, let me see, what am I doing? Okay, that's not correct. Let's go right here. Oh, I got to refresh it. That's what it is. We're going to refresh it. Okay, got it. Awesome possum. We are officially live, chat. Moon Joker, how's it going, buddy? Long time no see, man. Haven't seen you in a while, dude. I miss you. What you been up to? Why isn't my thumbnail showing up? I thought it was a pretty nice thumbnail I had running up in here. Let's see if it's let's see if this is actually what's showing up on my live stream. Hey Moon Joker, says you think that Bitcoin might dump this week. I think there's a possibility, man. I only saw a little bit of tiny green showing up. Yeah, so it's not showing my freaking thumbnail. So let me go ahead and change my thumbnail real quick, chat. Give me 1 second. I apologize for being a little late. Wasn't thinking of going live today, but I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go live. Yeah, I mean, my freaking thumbnail is showing. Why isn't it showing right now? That bothers me. Okay, anyways, let's go ahead and get this party started. So let's go ahead and see what we have going on right now. So Moon Joker says, you think Bitcoin's going to dump since it's the weekend? There's a possibility. So one thing that we have to go ahead and keep in mind is today for me, it's still officially Thursday. It's actually night for me, so we're still waiting for Friday to go ahead and see how the market closes. If Friday the stock market closes on a red, then yeah, we're definitely going to go ahead and see a dump on Bitcoin moving forward. But if we do go ahead and close the market later on today, the US stock market on a green, there's a high probability we're going to see a run up leading onto the weekend, onto the beginning of the week, right? So that's kind of a bullish narrative. I just wanted to go ahead and be a little bit more bullish because I've been very, very negative these last couple of days, and I put urgent Bitcoin bull run is back, and I just want to go ahead and get more people excited, right? Because I do feel like we still have that possibility of a short squeeze. So let me know down below, what do you guys think? Do you think this could be a short squeeze? Do you think this is over? Let me go ahead and post this right now. Everyone, we are live. Show me tokens, and feel free to show me some tokens down below, chat. Show me tokens. We're gonna go ahead and talk about Bitcoin overall structure of the market. What are my thoughts right now? Should we go ahead and be longing? Should we go ahead and be shorting? And the tokens that I'm actually looking at right now. I don't know why my thumbnail is not showing. I'm a little disappointed my thumbnail is not showing. Honestly, let me go ahead and fix my thumbnail, chat, because I don't know why it's not showing. Maybe it's an issue that we have right here. We're gonna change it. Let's see. We're gonna redo it. We'll do this one, and we'll do Bitcoin short squeeze. We'll do this one. Nah, we'll do the 100K because that's gonna get more people excited. They're gonna be like, "Yeah, Bitcoin's back on the bull run." I don't think it really is though, to be honest. But we'll see. We'll stick to the narrative. We'll stick to the narrative that Bitcoin could potentially pump. Okay, so it looks like we are now good to go on that. So let me go ahead and did it load? It's still not showing up, dude. What the heck? This is bothering me a lot. This is really bothering me. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and talk about Bitcoin today. What are my thoughts? So we still are showing this inverse head and shoulders pattern, which is not good for Bitcoin to begin with. This is on the DXY. We are showing some continuation of strength on the US dollar. And as I mentioned, I do see some sort of breakout towards 104 and 107 coming soon, which is really, really bearish for the market, right? Once we do go ahead and see this relief where we see the RSI start approaching this overbought territory, that's where we're going to go ahead and see a reversal in the market, and that's where we will go ahead and see Bitcoin with a continuation to an upside. The only reason why I'm kind of bullish on Bitcoin right now is due to the fact that I've been mentioning about this possible short squeeze, but it looks like this might be the top, right? If we continue to get rejected at the levels that we're at right here, which is definitely showing some weakness into Bitcoin right now. We did see it go as high as 40,515, and my price target was 40,535. I'll open up some shorts, right? So ever since then, it has been just dropping down. I have been mentioning that I do feel like we could have a possibility of a short squeeze. Looking at the fear and greed chart right now, or index, we are at the 49 level, which is a neutral level right now. I would like to go ahead and start seeing this fear and fearful territory. I'm actually glad we're no longer in the greed, so this is definitely a good sign in the market, in my opinion. Overall, we do see altcoins still slightly taking a hit, but we do see nice little pumps and dumps coming in here into the market. I have noticed this one thing though that I want to go ahead and tell all of you. How's it going, Goldie? Good morning. Hope you're having a good one today. One thing I have noticed on a lot of these altcoins is that it has been following Bitcoin, right? So if Bitcoin continues to follow these altcoins, that's what we're going to go ahead and continue to see, right? So right now, surprisingly, it looks like a lot of these altcoins will be pushing towards what Bitcoin's doing. So right now, as much as I want to go ahead and open shorts, I do want to go ahead and hold back until we get that confirmation. I think it might be a little too late when I enter the market, but if I do continue to see some weakness right here where, you know, Bitcoin continues to struggle and falls below 39,500 or even 39,670, that's where I'm going to consider opening a short, because that is definitely going to tell us that, you know, the weakness in the market, it's continuing, right? The DXY, it's continuing to have this inverse head and shoulders pattern. The US 100 continues to go ahead and make record highs, yet the market's not, Bitcoin's not reacting, right? So as soon as the US 100 starts to correct, best believe we're going to have Bitcoin correct pretty harshly, in my opinion, right? A lot of people are very bullish right now. And the title's a little bit bullish, just to go ahead and kind of push out the narrative, because I've been very bearish as of lately. I think everybody has. So now I'm just trying to put like some bullishness in there to grab people's attention. But right now we do still see on CoinDesk right here, Bitcoin ETF flows show negative trend for the first time since launch. Well, duh, right? We also have a few things right here like Grayscale, GBTC profit taking likely over, easing Bitcoin selling pressure is what JP Morgan says. About 3 million per month. That is freaking insane of outflow, right? So we are seeing that also this pressure, the selling pressure on Bitcoin has come because of the fact that, you know, a lot of these institutions have been selling. I mean, to what surprise is that to everybody, right? So I don't know how everybody feels about that. But overall, let's go ahead and look at some news that I talked about earlier today. And I definitely want all of you to go ahead and be aware, and definitely do not fall for any of this, right? I did mention as of earlier today and these last couple of days, we are going to have a lot of like neutral and bearish and bullish, you know, news. And I want all of you to go ahead and stay very cautious with what we're seeing, right? I'm short on Run and FET. Let's go ahead and check out Run and FET. I'm going to go ahead and look at your entries. How's it going, Ryan? Hope you're having a good one, man. Any talks with the doctor as of yet? Have you talked to the doctor yet? Everything good with you, bro? I'm short on Run and FET. We're going to go ahead and look at those two positions right now, Goldie. I do think we are pushing towards this bearish narrative, though. And once we have this fall, it's going to fall down pretty quickly. But one thing I am actually seeing that's actually really bullish are the meme tokens. The meme tokens have actually been freaking exploding to the upside. I mean, look at freaking Ponky, you know, it broke out of this cup and handle pattern, making new all-time highs, and we're going to continue to make new all-time highs, in my opinion, with a lot of these meme tokens. We're also seeing Honk at over 95%, Hoppy at 265, Diamond 32%. So we're seeing a lot of these meme tokens freaking pumping like crazy, right? And it looks like people are willing to go ahead and be a little bit riskier right now with the times of the market. So we also have a lot of volatility in the space. So definitely, I think a very, very unique scenario to be in right now. But it's definitely something to go ahead and keep in mind, right? People are going to be getting excited about the Hong Kong launch Bitcoin ETF, which is, you know, due to go ahead and come out Q1 2024. So in the next couple months, we could be expecting an ETF coming out, being launched in Hong Kong for the first half of 2024. So we're going to go ahead and see where things go there. You shouldn't be bullish on it. I know we kind of talked about this earlier. You know, don't be too bullish on these news, in my opinion. We also have some information right here about the pre-halving. About the pre-halving cycle. History rhymes, last chance to accumulate before the halving, question mark. And we see on this chart right here, back in 2012, this is before we had the peak halving and before we had that major pump to the upside, before, you know, taking a dump and then pumping higher, right? We also had this similar structure back in 2016 in July, where Bitcoin found its top, took a breather, and kind of just took off, right? Same right here back in 2020, we had this black swan event, which is why one of the reasons why we have these massive dumps to the downside out of nowhere, where we were getting closer to pumping to the moon, and then we have that collapse drop coming, leading into the Bitcoin halving around May, where we saw freaking cryptocurrency just take off and make new all-time highs, right? So this is right now in April 15th is when we're gonna have the next halving. Actually quite interesting, is going to be a few days. Pepe was actually released on April 20th, so 420. So it's actually a few days from 420. So that's actually pretty cool. It looks like right now the Bitcoin halving is going to be in April 15th, and they're showcasing this right now that, you know, before the pre-halving, we could go ahead and see another continuation to the downside, where we possibly see Bitcoin kind of dump, people get discouraged, and then out of nowhere we just take off, leading into July and August, right? So if we are following that same narrative, we could be seeing a lot of volatility leading into the summer times, right? Which is going to be very, very bullish for the freaking market. So definitely keep that in mind as well. And these are two scenarios that some of these traders that I found right here on Twitter, that shout out to Joy, my researcher, who ended up providing this information. Bitcoin has come back to 100 small. It's a significant moving average on the daily chart. Do you think it's going to happen with the scenario A or B? And it shows us right here both scenario A or B, which is 100 SMA, and it's showing us scenario A, where we see Bitcoin kind of dump back down here to these ranges where we're at right now, and then we see it take off to the $62,000, which I think is very possible due to the fact that with scenario A right here, we do have a possibility of a short squeeze, right? If this is the top of the market, we are definitely going to see that drop back down to around $36,000 to $32,000. People are saying $32,000 is not going to happen, but if, let's say, $36,000 is the floor, we could go ahead and then see Bitcoin, you know, make new all-time highs back as well, right, on scenario B. So both scenarios A and B are both bullish. You know, if we do go to the scenario B, it's just going to take a little longer for us to go ahead and get towards those levels, and that's going to be leading into after the Bitcoin halving, which will be May, right? So we'll see where things are going. I think there's still a possibility of a short squeeze. As I mentioned, we do have the Glassnode report where it shows that Bitcoin has very, very strong levels of liquidations around $43,000, and we've been talking about this. Let me go ahead and get rid of this real quick. We've been talking about these levels right here, where there's a lot of shorts that are going to get wrecked if we do touch these levels around $41,000 to $43,000. So once Bitcoin starts reaching the zone right here at $43,000, especially, a lot of shorts are going to get wrecked, and I do believe we could be approaching that scenario where we get to scenario number A, where we see Bitcoin kind of do a fake out and we have a short squeeze, because everybody's kind of I'm bearish, right? But I'm very, very neutral right now because this market, it just seems a little too good to be true, right? I'm a little more cautious right now. It's not giving us full signs of a bearish scenario, a bullish scenario. The DXY is going up, but all it really needs, it's a few days for the DXY to reverse and, Bitcoin's going to take off. But if this is the top of the market for the stock market, the US 100, NASDAQ, we could be approaching scenario B on Bitcoin. So it's something you definitely want to go ahead and keep in mind. So those are just, things to go ahead and keep in mind. It's really good to go ahead and see other people's perspectives and see what people are getting hyped on about, right? So, just be very, very careful. And if you are looking to go ahead and long or short this market, check out BingX and MEXC. Both of these platforms are non-KYC platforms. We also have Bybit right here offering all the way up to $30,000 in sign-up bonuses. One of the best exchanges to trade on. I unfortunately can't trade on this just yet. I am getting my KYC situation resolved right now. But if you are also looking for a VPN, make sure to check out NordVPN offering 69% off with 3 months extra. But yeah, we also have this article right here I want to show you before we go ahead and move forward with some TA that Goldie just talked about her shorts. And I definitely do want to go ahead and see if there's any entries in the market. And I actually do have a few shorts right here that I talked about earlier today on earlier's videos. I'm not sure if any of you got the chance to go ahead and watch that, but we will go ahead and talk about those tokens that I do see a potential downside of 40% down, which is a really good shorting opportunity if you're using leverage, right? So definitely make sure to continue to watch his live stream. And we're going to go ahead and read this article right here. The current correction is to shake out weak hands before the post-halving rally. Same thing with altcoins as altcoin season is approaching. I definitely believe that, and that's why I do see a case where it's quite interesting where Bitcoin's actually following altcoins right now. It's like, altcoins are following Bitcoin, which is usually, Bitcoin dumps, altcoins pump. But right now, because of the market being very, very neutral, it seems like people are going to get caught left-handed, right? People are going to get wrecked. And that's why I see there's a possibility of a 40% retracement on a lot of these altcoins, right? Which I have a list that I'm looking at to go ahead and short as well, right? So if you're looking to short the market and make some money, possibly, because I can't guarantee you anything, make sure to continue to watch. But let's go ahead and see what Mikey Bull Crypto has to say. This macro correction is to shake off weak hands and then uptrend continues. US Bitcoin spot ETFs effects will be huge in the post-halving bull run. Upcoming altcoin season will catch many off guard, and the 80K yearly program price for Bitcoin, bookmark this for reference. So let's go ahead and bookmark this and see where things go. But we do go ahead and see this right here back in February and back into June 2021. We do go ahead and see where altcoin season began. And then right here, we're talking about the 2 scenarios, right? We could either be approaching altcoin season or we could be approaching Bitcoin season right now. And if we were to go ahead and approach Bitcoin season, we will go ahead and see Bitcoin making higher highs, right? So definitely be on the lookout for that. Those are the 2 scenarios. People are giving you both, right? That's what most traders are going to give you. They're never going to give you a bullish scenario and just a bearish scenario. They're always going to give you 2 probabilities, because when it comes to trading, that's what it's all about. It's all about the probabilities, right? We also have this article right here saying Tesla did not sell its Bitcoin holdings of 9,720 Bitcoin worth 385 million. So it seems like Tesla never ended up selling their Bitcoin, I don't know how people are going to feel bullish about this. I'm not sure if any of you remember, but a few years back, Elon said, Bitcoin, they were no longer going to take Bitcoin payments for Tesla because of like the environment or some BS like that, causing Bitcoin to go ahead and dump. So, a lot of people have, follow like Elon or like big celebrities and think, they rely too much on the market, but unfortunately it does make a move. So definitely keep your eyes out on that. And we also have right here from Rect Capital, what it seems like, altcoin hype cycles chart by Rect Capital. So let's go ahead and look at what they think and see what we could go ahead and come up with our narrative. And it seems interestingly, it's possible Q1 altcoin hype will begin in the coming weeks. And that's what I've been talking about. I do think we could be having altcoin season coming up. It's typically what we have. It's what we had last bull run where we had altcoin season begin around February leading into April. And then that's when we had that sell-off, right? So let's go ahead and see what they think altcoin season could be, right? It's interesting, the possible The possible of Q1 altcoin hype will begin in the coming weeks, lasts until April as we get closer. And usually around April is when we have a meme coin season, right? So this is where we have the highest hype between the lowest hype, and we're seeing where we've been seeing that, right? Around April, July, August, and October and all that. So we have that. I really don't know how to read this chart. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't freaking know what this chart freaking means, lowest to highest hype, how this thing works. But what I could go ahead and tell you is that typically we do have the beginning of Q1 where we have a lot of these altcoins take off, right? So with that being said, let me go ahead and read, some questions, and then let's go ahead and start doing some TA, especially the ones Goldie Crypto talked about today. Ryan, Solana baby on MEXC is going nuts. How's it going, these nuts? Welcome, bro. Will, how's it going, man? I remember when Tesla or Elon said they were no longer supporting Bitcoin. Yes, that was last bull run, I believe. They said they were no longer supporting Bitcoin because of the emissions, because of like mining, and like it was harsh for the environment or something like that, and people were crying about it and got mad at Elon. Mark, how's it going, man? Ayo, I'm quite late. What did I miss? What's up, bro? How you doing? I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. Sana, how's it going? Good morning. You just pretty much missed not much. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just kind of talked about the DXY and the inverse head and shoulders pattern, which is very, very bearish for the market. But I also talked about the reason why the title says $100,000 Bitcoin is due to the fact that I do believe there's a still possibility where going after this article right here, and I'm going to go over some shorts and some TA that Goldie Crypto has in mind that she's actually shorting. But I was talking more about this narrative right here, where one of these traders gave scenario A and scenario B, right? Where Bitcoin at the 100 SMA, we could go ahead and see scenario A, where scenario A would be us right now, right? Where Bitcoin will go ahead and pump to the price targets of what I think, right? $56,000 to $57,000. This was what scenario A would be. And it would make sense because you have to keep in mind, we have a lot of shorts entering, or short liquidations around this range. $43,000 is where short liquidations will be coming in very, very heavily. So if you see this article that I posted, or this post that I posted back on the 22nd, Bitcoin witnesses short liquidations around $43,000. So we do see that if Bitcoin pumps to $43,000, we could be expecting Bitcoin short squeezes happening. And if you go ahead and keep that in mind, that's only about a 9%, and even roughly, depending on where you measure, let's say we do break past 40,535, you're talking about only like a less than a 10% pump for us to go ahead and make that move, right? So in order for a short squeeze to happen, all we really need is Bitcoin to pump 10%, and a short squeeze will happen. And that will take us to the narrative of scenario A, where Bitcoin just freaking skyrockets. And he says right here, Bitcoin could be seen a top off at around $60,000. I think the top off could be around $57,000 as my opinion, but he's showcasing $60,000, like around 57, actually 59, it looks like 59, 58, $59,000 of Bitcoin being the top off, right? And scenario B would be if we go ahead and see Bitcoin continue down to the downside. This is the reason why I'm not shorting Bitcoin just yet, right? Even a lot of these altcoins are looking very, very juicy, but I'm holding off due to the fact that I've noticed a lot of these altcoins are following Bitcoin. And scenario B would be Bitcoin breaking off right here, coming back down. Let's call it $36,000 Bitcoin, right? I think it's going to be 32, but people are saying 36. Let's say it goes to 36, that's the bottom, and then we see Bitcoin shoot up to the upside, making new all-time highs. And what this trader is predicting is if we do go to scenario B, we could be seeing, which I do completely agree with, scenario B, where we'll take Bitcoin to over $60,000, right? And I also do see that happening. So I think both scenarios A and B are very, very good. And this is kind of the reason why I'm a little neutral in the market, right? Because anything could happen. If we go to scenario A, keep in mind, $43,000 in Bitcoin is all that has to be reached in order for a short squeeze to happen. And the short squeeze is going to happen very, very quickly. So that's only a 10% pump on Bitcoin. It's not that much, right? Scenario B, it's going to take a little longer for us to get there, as you see, possibly leading into, May is what it looks like, before we have that massive pump to the upside. But regardless, we will be seeing a lot of action coming into the meme tokens, right? We're seeing that right now. We're seeing risk on going on. But one thing I have noticed is that these altcoins are following Bitcoin, right? So we have to be very, very cautious right now. As much as I want to enter this market, I'm patiently waiting for my confirmation. Which one is it going to be? Is it going to be Bitcoin creating the short squeeze to the upside, or is it going to be Bitcoin dumping to $32,000 to $36,000? And that's the question everybody's asking themselves right now, right? So we're at a very sticky situation. The stock market, as I mentioned, all we have to keep in mind is if the stock market later on today, the US stock market go. But with that being said, that's pretty much it, man. I mean, any of you want to go ahead and show some tokens, feel free to. Let's go ahead and look at the ones that Goldie's short on. And then I'm going to go ahead and share the tokens that I'm looking at, the altcoins, that I do see a potential 40% dump, right? So definitely go ahead and stay tuned. Smash that like button for me. Turn on post notifications if you are brand new to the channel. And I do want to go ahead and say welcome to the community, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at Rune. So in the meantime, let me go ahead and grab me some water, right? Got to stay hydrated. Alrighty. So Rune, what price did you enter your short on, Goldie? Okay, so we do see right now Rune is getting towards this area of resistance. If we do continue with this area of resistance coming on, we could go ahead and see 3.921 coming in. On the short term, looking at the daily, it looks like we are entering also an area of resistance, very similar to what we're looking at Bitcoin. Very same kind of price action where it's trying to break up, but it's slightly struggling, right? So I'd be on the lookout for this on the daily. If we do go ahead and break out, we could go ahead and see this thing do a reversal. And this is kind of something that I'm very, very worried on entering any shorts right now, because we're at this area where if we do reverse, we're going to look pretty good. But if not, we're going to go ahead and dump like crazy, right? So right now with the Rune, if we do go ahead and continue to get rejected at around $4 and $4 and $152, so $4 and $152, if we continue to get rejected right there, we could go ahead and see a downside right here getting rejected, very similar to what we're seeing with Bitcoin, right? This is what I'm telling you. A lot of these altcoins are following Bitcoin for whatever reason. We could go ahead and see this kind of correction where we get rejected right here. We come to the downside, and we could go ahead and realistically see Rune come down to $2.56, right? So I'm telling you, chat, there's more room to the downside shorting these altcoins than there is to the upside, right? There's more money to be made shorting right now. I don't want to say it right now, but once this market correction, collapse, whatever you want to freaking call it, happens, there's going to be more money, in my opinion, to be made on the downside, because Rune, for example, as of many freaking altcoins, never really established any support. So we could be expecting Rune from this top. If you enter this top to this bottom, we could be expecting a 48% correction on Rune to the downside. And I'm seeing this with a lot of projects, right? I'm seeing this with Solana. I'm seeing with literally the 3 other projects or 4 that I actually have on the list that I'm going to share with you, that we could also see a 40% correction due to the fact that none of these altcoins ever establish any real support, chat. And this is the problem that a lot of people don't understand, is when we see these tokens running up like this, it's really, really fun when everybody's making money. But as soon as they start correcting, they start falling down even quicker, because no support was ever established, right? No real support. And the only real support we see is around these levels of $2, right? We'll see where run runs to. But it looks like yeah, we are going to have that rejection to the downside, and we could be expecting about that 48% correction on run. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And I'm seeing this very similar pattern with a lot of tokens. I mean, this thing from its all-time high has already dumped over 46%. So to whoever caught that freaking top right here, that's freaking amazing, right? That's freaking amazing, shorting this all the way down. A lot of people have been making money shorting these altcoins, right? What's the second token that Goldie's looking at? FET. Let's go ahead and take a look at FET. Will says discount buys if we get a 40% dump. 100%, yes, it's going to be a discount. So Goldie bought in at 416, 413. Nice. Just be on the lookout, Goldie. Make sure to go ahead and put a stop loss, and don't be overly leveraged, right? Because all it takes is one little volatile move to go ahead and stop you out of your position. So let's go ahead and take a look. My bad, my mic fell. Let's go ahead and take a look at FET. FET is doing a very similar move to Rune, which is actually quite interesting. We actually drew this area of resistance right here, and it looks like we are showing weakness on FET. Looking at the daily, we could also expect something very similar, but not the same, right? I feel like with FET, maybe if we were to go ahead and see a dump, we could only see about an 18% dump. And that's just due to the fact that we do see somewhat of decent support around here. It does look like a major cup and handle pattern, but I also want to go ahead and point out it also looks like a head and shoulders pattern, right? So let's go ahead and draw out this head and shoulders pattern that I see right here. Let me go ahead and do that one more time. This is the head and shoulders pattern that I see right here on FET. So this is typically what we see, and this is what we could actually go ahead and have, right? We could have this narrative where we see it dump from here. We're going to go ahead and retest it, and we could go ahead and potentially drop back down over here. So this is what we could potentially see on the head and shoulders pattern. Maybe we even see a drop a little bit further down here to go ahead and make it that full-on head and shoulders pattern, but we could be expecting something like this. If we do go ahead and drop back down to 48, which I do believe we will, I do see short term we could go ahead and fall down to 48, complete this other shoulder right here, get rejected halfway with a fake out, and then fall back down to around 34 cents. So we could go ahead and see a dump from this correction about 43%. So if you notice something in common, a lot of these corrections are aiming for the 30 to 40%. This is what I'm telling you. There's a lot of money. I know I'm repeating myself. There's a lot of money to be made shorting entering the market, right? If you enter right now, you're going to get heavily rewarded if the market goes to the downside, right? Which it looks like there's a higher probability that it will. If this market does a short squeeze and fakes out the market, this thing's in a moon, and that's kind of like the worry that I'm in right now, because maybe a lot of people are also looking at the same case, but when that happens, we get the short squeeze case scenario where we literally moon to all-time highs, possibly seeing this to over $1, right? I don't see this happening on with FET. But there could be a possibility if Bitcoin does actually break out at the price area of 40,550, I think we talked about. But this does look pretty bearish. But I'll definitely go ahead and keep my eyes on this area of support right here. And if it does continue to get rejected halfway around 56, once we come down to the 49 area of support, we could expect a continuation to the downside, coming back down to 33, which would be a very good buying opportunity and a good time to go ahead and buy the dips, right? So it just looks, it's all about perspective of the way you look at things, right? You could go ahead and look at the bullish, the bearish. The bearish thing about it is that, most people that don't trade the markets, you're going to have to go ahead and wait for the bull run. For the people that trade, for the traders, we don't really care where the market goes, because we're here to make money whether it goes up or down, right? And that's the beauty of being a trader over an investor, that if you're an investor, you might not make the money now, but you do have the opportunity to accumulate on a lot of these tokens that you've been wanting to for the longest, right? So that's the both bullish case scenario. So let's go ahead and read what else we have. You're welcome, Goldie. You're welcome. Any other questions or projects you want me to go ahead and talk about? I do have these two tokens right here, or a few tokens that I definitely want to talk about with some TA that my researcher provided with us. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that right now. Let's see which one is it. It's this one right here. I'm going to go ahead and showcase this, and then we're going to go ahead and pretty much end the stream. That's going to be it for me. Probably going to work on a little bit of content or relax for a bit, and then later on today is going to be another day to work on. So tomorrow's going to be Friday, so I'm excited to make more content. That's what I'm definitely looking forward to. So right here we do have Render. Render is a network, is made for decentralized GPU hosting that allows people to share the GPU computing resources to others who need it. So this is very, very bullish. In exchange of a reward, market cap is at 1.4 billion. Current market cap is high. Definitely has some potential for the bull run, but could definitely not pull a 50 to 100x. This could reach at the most 10 to 20 billion. And we do see that renders also showing this short-term, midterm bearish zone, where on the daily, we do see this bear flag accumulation going on. So we could go ahead and see an additional 30 to 40% dump on render, right? So keep that in mind. Render RNDR. Render RNDR. So the second token that I have right here, DGI, game ticker DGI on MEXC. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do DGI next. We're gonna go ahead and look at DGI. Okay, and this is the other token we have right here is AKT. Ticker symbol AKT. Akash is a decentralized super cloud that can be used for many cases like data storage, even GPU rendering. It has already an ecosystem built on the network and is still growing. Market cap at 580 million, and this dip will be a buying opportunity for investors. And we do see right here on the daily, AKTR is also showing a downside to around over a 50% dump. So definitely keep your eyes out on that. That is AKTR, also showing some bearish momentum with a possibility of a 40% and more dump to the downside, right? The third one is Flux. This project is still super undervalued and not yet the mainstream radar. We are still early on. It is essentially the Amazon of web services for Web3, where they offer Web3 hosting and data storage for mainstream users at the best prices on the market. Market cap is currently at 200 million. The chart down below is clear that smart money is accumulating this asset silently with price wicks and huge volume spikes. So looking at the daily, also short term, showing a 30 to 40% correction on ticker symbol Flux, FLUX, on the daily. So as you've noticed, as I mentioned, a lot of these tokens are showcasing us a 30 to 40% downside. So definitely be aware of what's going on. A lot of money to be made right now. The fourth one, which is going to be the last one after we talk about the token that Goldie has for us, Gamercoin, ticker symbol GHX. Ticker symbol GHX. Gamercoin is a low cap play in this category. They offer computational services for Web3 gaming like decentralized GPU rendering. Market cap is at 16 million. Another banger. This one is also showing on the 4-hourly that we are getting close to this buying zone, which will take us with a 40% retracement. So this is literally over, if you calculated that, maybe over 200% on all these tokens that I just showed you. Maybe a little bit over 200%, right? Roughly over, let's just say a 200% you can make out of all these tokens. And if you're using leverage, you can make a boatload of freaking money, right? So definitely make sure to go ahead and check out the platforms down below. BingX and MEXC, we also have both these platforms, BingX and MEXC non-KYC. Bybit being one of the best exchanges. And if you need a VPN, check out NordVPN, offering 69% off with 3 months extra. But that's pretty much it on all these tokens. I hope all of you keep your eyes on this, take a screenshot, write it down, keep these tokens in mind. And I'm definitely looking forward to what the market's going to bring us, right? Wherever the direction of the market goes. Let's go ahead and take a look at DGI, which Goldie presented to us. So this thing's mooning. It looks like they only offer spot trading right now at the moment. And you know how I feel usually about tokens like this. So what is DGI? DGI. Let's go ahead and go do some research on CoinMarketCap. Welcome everybody tuning in. Do me a huge favor by smashing that like button for me. It's completely free and it doesn't cost you anything, right? So DGI, we do see that over the day, we do see over an 84.89%, literally just approaching 94%. So we're going to go and see where things are going. It looks like they're only listed right now currently on MEXC with over $304,000 of volume. That is freaking insane. Let's go ahead and take a look at their website and see what this token's all about. The best way to earn passive income from gaming. Stake DGI tokens, early monthly income from our gaming guild portfolio. That's pretty cool. DeFi. I like DeFi. This is a good play. Let's go ahead and see where this thing's going to take us. Let's go ahead and see. going big time. So this is with big time. Interesting. Big time stands out as the most successful and widely adopted Web3 games, with the top producing revenue in any play to earn game on the planet. Really? As the largest asset holder in big time and the flagship of our portfolio, we are on the forefront of this exciting space. Big time combines action RPG gameplay with NFT rewards, drawing in millions of players and fans who earn big. So it looks like this is one of their big plays right here. We see they have over 100 million in NFT sales, most streamed game on Twitch, and numerous awards on GameFi sector. So my question is, what the heck do you go ahead and earn from the staking? Our staking platform enables the community to benefit from our guild revenue. We start distributing 50% of the revenue from the guild 30 days after the initial token launch, with an initial project projection of 150K within 1 month of staking. We also integrate additional revenue streams from video game acquisitions into our staking model. They have about 1 billion supply, which is pretty good. 80% of that is being liquidity, 10% for centralized listing and multi-sig, 10% of community incentives and airdrops. It's pretty cool. I like this. My question is, how much do we get paid for staking their tokens? So let's go ahead and see. Can we see how much we get paid? I'm not sure if it's 50%. I really doubt it, right? Roadmap, same thing. White paper. I want to see how this staking works. I can't really find it. If anybody could tell me how this, how much you get staking this token, that'd be really, really nice. Let's go ahead and see what their chart looks like on DEX tools. Oh, this thing was just launched about 8 days ago. This is very bullish. It's a really good play, Goldie. Good one on this one. I just really want to know, like, I just really want to know how this thing freaking provides passive income. Rental revenue in December, 376,000. That's insane. Yeah, I would have to definitely read into their white paper to see how they do this, but this is quite interesting. I like this project. I should find this, by the way. This is a good one. I like it. I'm gonna save that one. Definitely make a video on that. But that's pretty much it for me, chat. I'm not sure if there's any other questions you want to go ahead and talk about or anything in the market. I did forget to talk about the MMRI, which is the Manarino market risk indicator. And this indicator pretty much has the DXY and the 10-year yield combined. And this gives us, you know, the number of the risk that we're entering. Right now, we're at 264 for the stock market. So currently right now in the stock market, we are at a high. Once we start reaching that extreme side of things, that's where risk is getting a little too risky, and we are getting closer to that top, right? So I think we are getting closer to that top. So let's definitely go ahead and keep our eyes on these indicators that we can use to our advantage for help, but let's not rely on them, right? So besides that, that's pretty much it for me. You know, it looks like, I feel like a lot of these meme tokens are going to be risk on, so definitely be on the lookout for that. We're seeing a lot of these memes continue to pump, and I do believe we're going to have a continuation to the upside with a lot of these meme coins right here. So if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to do me a huge favor by smashing the like button for me. And if you want to support me, turn on post notifications if you aren't subscribed. And as always, check out BingX and MEXC, both of these platforms being non-KYC. Bybit be one of the best exchanges to trade on. And NordVPN offering 69% off with 3 months extra. Will, thanks, John. I appreciate you, Will. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So if there's any other questions any of you have, just go ahead and feel free to, you know, let me know. I have still about roughly about 20 minutes still on stream. So if there's anything else you want to talk about, crypto related or not, feel free to just comment down below. But I'll give you a few minutes. Let me go ahead and take a look at Solana and see what Solana is doing. Okay, so Solana's not doing too bad on the 4-hourly, so it looks like we are probably going to have a breakout to an upside. So keep your eyes on Solana. It looks like right now it's in this consolidating phase on Solana. It looks like on the hourly on Solana, we are in this accumulation phase as well. So it's looking quite bullish. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's looking okay. It's not looking super bullish where I would long all my money right now, but it looks decently okay right now at the moment. Looks decently okay. If we do lose this area of support, this thing's collapsing, but it's looking bullish. Goldie, thanks John C tonight. I appreciate you, Goldie. Thank you. I hope you have a great, wonderful rest of your day. Good morning. And hopefully you have a good one today, right? I mean, that's pretty much it on my end, chat. There's not much. You know, I know a lot of these things are repetitive if you watch me twice a day, but I try to do that, you know, for everybody that is tuning into the channel or, you know, information you might have missed. So I apologize if, you know, this is your second time watching me and you're like, John, this was kind of repetitive of what we did. It kind of is, and that's just due to the fact that, you know, we really don't have any changes in the market, right? Slightly the market changes, but overall the news really doesn't change, right? So unless we have a bigger source of news where, you know, out of nowhere Bitcoin pumps or dumps, then yeah, it's going to be more exciting. But right now it's kind of a boring market. I'm going to be honest with you. So I'm going to be repeating myself a lot if this is your second time watching me, right? Maybe some new news is going to be here and there, but until we get that excitement back in the market, the streams are going to be different if you are watching it twice a day, right? So most of it is just pretty much a recap, and most of it is just repetitive for all those that, you know, this is the first time watching me or missed out on the stream earlier today, right? Good morning, Doggo. How's it going, bro? Hope you're having a good one today. How are you doing? Will says, I think we should hold, in my opinion. Yes, I agree with you. I think we're going to be holding Solana right here at this level. It looks more bullish, though. I'm going to be honest with you. Will says, the boring times are the best times to keep your finger on the pulse. I agree with you. Yes, 100%. 100%. Yeah, I mean, it's not that much. Yesterday we had a really good stream, right? We had a really fun stream yesterday, but it just depends on how the market moves, and this is the reason why I'm excited for the market to bring us something exciting, whether it's a push to the upside, a push to the downside. It does bring that up volatility and that awareness back into the market, right? And right now it's like boring. No one really cares about Bitcoin right now. People are disappointed. They're sad. They lost a lot of money. You know, they're so confused and lost. And this is where we are in this shift in the market, right? We're kind of this neutral level where people are like, dude, I'm so done with crypto. This is a scam. And they're disappointed that Bitcoin didn't go to $100,000, unfortunately. Dog Pharma. Doggo, market sucks and this is kind of dangerous right now. I saw Rocky dead, but could be a good speculation buy. Let's go ahead and see Rocky. I mean, Rocky's not too bad, bro. It's at a what, 21% correction. We'll see where it's at right now overall. It's not too bad. It is printing this head and shoulders pattern though. Rocky is showing that, and it could also be a buy the dip opportunity, right? Because like when this market comes out of nowhere and just pumps, this thing's going to go to the moon. And that's what I'm telling you. Yes, this market's super, super risky, and a lot of people are going to lose money. So be very, very careful longing or shorting the market. That's something you have to be very, very careful. I would tell all of you, be very, very careful right now in this market. If you are on the right side, whether it's longing or shorting, what I could assure you and tell you with confirmation and confidence, you will make a lot of freaking money taking the risk. That's what I could tell you. You will be making a lot of freaking money taking the risk if you call it right. But if you don't call it right, you're going to freaking get wrecked and you're going to lose all your freaking money. So be very, very careful. The market's neutral. It hasn't given us signs full on whether it wants to go up, whether it wants to go down. As I mentioned, it's pointing more towards the bearish side, but I'm keeping a neutral head due to the fact that we could also always see a correction on the DXY at any time. And we could also go ahead and see the US 100 finally top. The thing is that I've noticed is that when the DXY runs up, man, it runs up. And we've noticed it back over here. Back around July, we saw the DXY top down to the bottom. And this is where we got this continuation to the upside, where we saw a lot of these tokens die off from around July, leading all the way towards October is where people were dreadful of the market. And then once people were kind of over the market, that's where we saw this continuation to the downside. So one thing that I've noticed is with the dollar is it takes longer to fall. It plays a lot of games falling down, but when it climbs up, that thing climbs up like a freaking roller coaster. I mean, look at this thing just run up. The dollar just ran up for literally from July all the way leading towards November. So like we literally saw the dollar run up almost straight with almost no stop, if you were going to call it, for over 106 days. 106 days. So almost about 2 months and a half, we saw the dollar just go up. Barely any correction. If we had a correction, it was 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. As we see right here, this is probably the biggest correction we saw on the dollar, about almost a week, but that was about it. The dollar just took off. And when it falls, it takes its sweet time falling all the way down, right? Following all the way down. But when it reverses, it moons. And this is where we're at this market right now. The inverse head and shoulders. Eventually, we will have to go ahead and retrace. And maybe when the retracement is where Bitcoin will take off. But honestly, Bitcoin should have been doing good already because of the US 100. But we are seeing the dollar getting stronger, which is not good. Will says, I bought ICP at $3 and BTC at the bottom. Nice. So you bought BTC at around, I'm assuming, $17,000. What price is ICP at right now, by the way? It's at $11. That's a pretty good return, dude. Pretty good return. Dog says, I'm doing long and short on Ondu and Solana, but must use very low leverage, actually, not more than 3x. I agree with you, Doggo. I agree with you. Right now it's one of those sticky, icky situations where, you know, you can make a lot of money if you call it right, but if you call it wrong, you're going to get wrecked. And this is where I think the market's going to be heading. This is the reason why I expect a lot of volatility to the upside and to the downside, because there's a lot of freaking greed, but there's also a lot of people saying it's going to go this way, and other people really sticking to their beliefs. So yes, there's a lot of movements going on right now. Let's be very, very careful right now in the market. Let's see what this is at. I mean, this thing was doing good a few days ago. I remember when you called it, this thing was up 40 something percent. Yeah, like this thing could probably be a short-term pump if we see this continuation to the downside. We could probably see something like this on Ondu. So yeah, so there's a lot of money to be making, you know, pumping and dumping a lot of these tokens. So be aware of that. Will says $17,000 to $25,000 was my BTC buys. Oh, that's really solid, man. That's really good. That's really, really good, man. Were you longing any of those on leverage, or was it just pure BTC that you were holding? Welcome everybody, by the way. Thanks for tuning in. Do me a huge favor and smash that like button for me. And if you are brand new, welcome. Turn on post notifications and subscribe. But feel free to go ahead and show any meme tokens if you want, any altcoins that you're looking at. I'm kind of already ending the stream, so you know, if you subscribe, you could probably catch us on later on today. I do stream twice a day, and I've been uploading about 4 to 5 videos a day, right? So 2 live streams, 1 morning, 1 night for a lot of you, and then I post another additional 2 to 3 videos, right? So smash that subscribe button for me if you are brand new to the channel and do not want to miss it next time. Undo important support is at 0.20. I open along there and close at 24.26. That's pretty good. I like that. I do see that coming in. Yeah, I do see even right here, if you were to buy right now at 20 and even sell like 23, that's not that bad of a play. Will says no longs, just buying BTC. That's good, man. That's good. That's really good. I mean, we have a pretty good stream right now. You know, we reached a little bit over 15 viewers in the beginning, so it wasn't too bad of the stream. I'm actually liking the fact that we're streaming twice a day now. I think it really does help all of us to connect more, spend more time together, and get to reach more people at the same time. So it's like a win-win situation. With that being said, chat, I really do appreciate every one of you. We do have about 5 minutes left. I usually just try to reach for like 1 hour, but I think I'm going to end the stream now. But I really do appreciate every one of you. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Use my links down below. You know, if you want to support the channel for free, just literally smash the like button, comment down below, or even go ahead and use my links down below. MEXC and BingX, both of these platforms are non-KYC. If you already have an account, create another one for me. You know what I mean? The beautiful thing about this is that these are non-KYC platforms. Check out Bybit, offering over $30,000 in sign-up bonuses. Best trading platform to trade on. And NordVPN offering 69% off with 3 months extra. I am looking to go ahead and fund my account these next couple days. So definitely be on the lookout for that. I'm definitely looking out for that right now. I'm going to be funding my account very soon. And we'll go ahead and talk about what we should be doing. Doggo says, Will stop versus Guru. BTC is the less profit you can get on the crypto market. Will says, peace, John. Later, everybody. I really appreciate you. Will, Doggo. We also have Goldie, Soul, Suna, D's Nuts, Ryan, Happy, Moon Joker. I appreciate every one of you. Hope all of you have a wonderful rest of your day. Good morning. Hope you have a great day at work, business, whatever the case is. And I'll go ahead and catch all of you later on tonight.